Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Monday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside David Jones. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Lots to talk about as Auburn fails to get it done on the road against Georgia. I don't think that any of us are really surprised about how that game ended up, with the Bulldogs winning 42-10. We can talk about the game. Certainly we will. Love to get your thoughts on that out there. 256-234-6221 is our number here. Of course, you can always dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. We'll get to as many of those as we can on the thread today as well. As always, we've come into it seems like we talk about this every week, but there is a bigger picture that we're talking about, and it seems like, the questions about Brian Harsin keep getting more and more profound. It keeps getting a little bit louder and a little bit louder, and now the arguments are, not so much if he gets fired, but when he gets fired, and, what is Auburn going to do after that? Then there's the smaller picture here about this game. How Robbie Ashford, we felt like that he would, he was playing a very good defense, so he was going to probably take a step back. I didn't think he played terrible. He played with what he had. It's just that Auburn, the same old problems continue to crop up. We talked about a lot of the things that would absolutely have to happen for them to even have a chance to pull an upset, to win the turnover battle. It ended up even with one turnover apiece. They had to play a pretty clean game. They have 10 penalties, like 5 of them in the first quarter. Just ridiculous. They had to be able to run the ball. They could not do that. They had to be able to stop the run. Georgia had nearly 300 yards rushing. So stay out of third and long. It was just the first 3 third downs, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 10. You're just not going to have any success doing that. So a lot of things to talk about. We'll break those down, and we'd love to hear from you. But, David, just your overall impressions and thoughts about the game.
Well, they are the number 2. Are they number 1 now?
They are number 1 again.
Number 1 team in the country for a reason. At home, I think we all thought the score would be about what it was, maybe a little less, but I saw
it got away from us late.
Yeah. Well, you look at Andy, at halftime it's 14-0. We come out in the second half, get a turnover right off the bat, get field position, and can't capitalize. It's another second half of ineptitude. But the thing that I saw Saturday that I had not seen to this point, I saw Brian Harsin frustrated, visibly frustrated, over and over and over again. I saw Robbie Ashford, body language, some exchanges with teammates. He was totally frustrated. And who could blame him, But let's think about this, Andy. Yeah, everybody talked about Bo Nix. Oh, glad Bo's gone. Bo's terrible. TJ Finley can't get it done. He don't have time. Now, who does Robbie Ashford look like when he's under duress? He looks like Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Why? There's a common denominator. This is the poorest offensive line play that I've seen at Auburn. Brett and I were talking this morning, Brett Pritchard, and he said it's the worst I've ever seen. It's the ineptitude and the lack of effort and grit is just astounding to me as a former coach, that after 6 weeks I don't see anything different out of these guys. No push in the run game. You and I were talking about the first play of the game. We had a right tackle dive at somebody's feet and completely miss him. Just looked like he was flopping into a swimming pool. I'm going, what in the world? I stopped watching it at halftime last night. I couldn't finish watching it again. So, and the other thing that I mentioned to you before we came on the air, Coach Harsin's done a great job of talking about how the guys are all one, all together. None of that noise is getting inside the building. Don't believe that. I saw Saturday. These guys know what's going on. They hear it, and is now affecting our camaraderie, our demeanor, and our performance on the field.
I thought Ashford, he had 52 yards rushing. We actually had some success with him, breaking off some runs, and that was basically the only running game that we had was him scrambling. But he did have some success there. The fumble, though, that was unforced. Literally he knocked the ball out of his own hand.
Tuck the
with
ball.
with his thigh. Yeah, that's what happens when you hold it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
But I think that really – once that happened, because he'd have had – looking from it from behind the camera angle, it was like the Red Sea parting.
Yeah, he might have scored.
He might have scored.
Yeah.
If not, he was going to certainly have the first down. He was going to run for a ways, but that was really, really critical play in the game. Would it have made a difference? No. But, it would have certainly pushed the game to maybe more of a fourth quarter type game where, Georgia wins the game 27-10 or whatever. But anyway.
But, Andy, what play have I been begging for all season?
The screen?
The screen.
Yeah.
And we finally run one, and TJ throws it up here, and Jarquez Hunter can't handle it.
It did hit him in the hands.
It did hit him in the hands. He's up
he
here.
could have thrown it a little bit better.
But even the execution of that, it wasn't a delayed screen. I think Georgia may have adjusted and probably busted it open, even if he'd caught the ball. But I said, screen.
Well, yeah. Two things. And like you said, it was a bad sign when the first play of the game, right guard just basically does a belly flop and completely whiffs on a guy that goes right by him as he falls flat on his face. On the second play of scrimmage, I believe it was the second play, we hand off to Tank Bigsby and to the left.
Yeah. And
he can't get through. There is a slight hole there, but he can't get through the hole not because it's a Georgia defender, because his left guard, Cameron Stutz, is lying on his back with his feet up in there on the ground, and he can't step over him.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a bad sign to start the game.
Andy, at one point, I counted, because my wife said, that can't be right. I stopped we had 6.5. We had a tight end that was chipping on a guy. I don't know if he was going to release. He actually stayed in. So we actually had 7 players blocking 4. And Robbie Ashford has to bail. Mm-hmm. If you can't block with those kind of numbers, I can't help you. It's very, very
Well, Troxel, was not. Brendan Coffey, there's a reason these guys have not played.
Yeah.
He got pushed around constantly.
Yeah.
But I made a point of this, and I'm kind of keeping tabs here because you look at the technical stuff. I'm not a coach, never have been. I don't look at some of the X's and O's stuff. Different things stand out to me.
Okay.
And David, I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,000 more. I'm a simple man.
You are.
Okay, I'm a simple. It doesn't take a lot to impress me, but Auburn is doing some unprecedented. They have had some unprecedented accomplishments this year. And I go back to the Penn State game, and we had, we completed a pass to a wide receiver for short of the first down on 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
That's a major accomplishment.
That's been your go-to, but it's about to change.
In this game, we have our center has a false start, not a snap infraction, by the way.
No,
not a snap infraction. He literally moved before he snapped the ball.
Bailing out before he snapped it.
Now, granted, I get it. He was a guard. But, David, the ball is in his hand.
Yeah.
And he moves before I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
That is just an unprecedented accomplishment.
Yeah.
A false start by the center.
Yeah.
Where he moves before he snaps the ball.
Yeah.
It's that kind of year now.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And now you've got your captain, Owen Papo, saying, well, we can still play for pride. And I hope everybody's listening, and I hope they continue to do that.
Yeah.
But when you're 6 games into the year and you're talking about playing for pride already, it has not gone well.
And our next opponent is undefeated and at home.
And was, struggling with Vanderbilt for a half.
Yeah, for a little while.
Much like Georgia, struggling with Mizzou for a half. So,
yeah. So he should have taken a knee at the end of the game. Lane pulled a lane Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but and as you know, Thursday morning about 9 o'clock, we're getting in the car and headed to Oxford. I may call you and Randy because I'll be pretty close to the Mississippi line by then.
That'll be. I think it'll be a good trip.
I got a great weekend planned. I'm going to see both basketball teams practice on Friday. Got a campus tour on Thursday evening with a faculty member. Tailgating in the Grove with some people, Ole Miss folks, after the game. They'll probably be in a lot better mood than me.
Maybe.
But great trip. We're looking forward to it.
And Auburn's a 2-touchdown underdog. Ole Miss. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments till after the holidays. At Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy big discounts on Chevrolet Buick and GMC SUVs. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till next year? New Chevy Equinox as low as $329 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $5,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $6,000 off.
Get 0% financing, no payments till next year at Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there joining us today and each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz. We're brought to you by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. They got a little bit of everything there. Go and check them out today. You'll be glad that you did. That's Russell Do-It Center. David, we got some comments rolling through. I'll get some of those. Brett says, our O-line is beyond discussion at this point. No clue how guys as old as they are can be that bad. Who would know if anyone on the offense was good with that line? It's a fair point. I mean, Tank Bigsby, a lot of people say, he may be the best running back in the SEC, but how would you ever know looking at his numbers? You certainly wouldn't think that looking by that, but if he actually had a hole to run through, it might be a different story. Ty says, I think our defense played pretty good until they got tired. What was Harsin thinking on the fake punt on the own 34-yard line?
Yeah.
It's fair. The score was 0-0. Your defense had, given you a pretty good they had gotten Georgia off the field a couple of times. They were playing well, and you put them in a really bad position. Now, what was the play? There was, they had scouted it pretty well.
Yeah.
Because there was a gap there. There was a large gap in that line, and if you execute the play the way it was designed, then I think you probably get the first down. But when you whiff on two blocks, the most egregious was Jaleel Irvin, 50. He came over, didn't touch anybody, and the guy that he was supposed to block made the tackle.
Just lunged at him.
So,
well, Andy, most coaches have charts for this kind of stuff. My rule was always, if it's farther than 4th and 5 on your side of the field, punt it. And to Brett's point, and you and I have talked about this, I've harped on this about getting out of the bunch set, spreading the field, and we've done some of that. But right now, I don't think it matters who's in the backfield, who's at quarterback, what kind of set we're in. We're to the point now to where I don't know the answer to getting some more yards out. Tank, again, 10 carries for 19 yards. And once again, Andy, our quarterback is the leading rusher. Now, I understand that's Robbie Ashford. But still, when your quarterback's your leading rusher, it's.
Your two tailbacks have a combined 39 yards rushing.
Yes.
That's not winning football.
And how many? 15 carries. Yeah.
So that's just it comes to a point. There's only so much you can hide when you're trying to scheme and things like that. So, John says, can this season recover from the 2 losses?
2 losses.
Well, the 2 blowout losses.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't appear so to me at this point. I don't know how you would recover it. Now, there's some winnable games coming up. I think somebody I read, there's like 4 games coming up. They're all winnable, and they're all losable.
Yeah, I was going to say, which
Ole Miss,
ones?
Mississippi State, A&M, those kind of Arkansas. Those 4 games are all winnable. They're all losable. But you got to score more than 10 points. So where are the points coming from? You got to generate more than, 300 yards of offense. Where's that coming from?
I wonder if Wes Blatt has reconsidered his releasing of the pirate.
I saw him running around with an eye patch, but I don't know what that means. But,
hey, they just handled LSU Saturday. I mean, that was, you say there's 4 winnable.
Handled Arkansas.
Was it? Yeah, what Arkansas?
Yeah, you said Tennessee.
Oh,
you
who
said
Mississippi
LSU.
State handled?
Mississippi State handled Arkansas. Tennessee handled LSU.
Yeah, exactly, on both counts.
Yeah, hey, you're right.
But the way we're playing right now, I don't see any of those games as winnable. And I'm Mr. Positive around here.
It's true.
So
Jerome says he thinks that Auburn's schedule doesn't get any better. They'd be lucky to win 2 more games. What do you think?
Like I said, the
Western
way
Kentucky won. I mean, that's a winnable game.
The way we're playing right now, that's exactly right.
I would say, yeah, they'd be fortunate to win 2 more games if they continue to play as they are right now, unless something dramatically changes, and I can imagine what that would be. Michael says, does Auburn have the best backfield in the SEC, the country? You have to be pretty darn good to gain a yard with that offensive line. Yeah, I would say no, they're not the best in the country, but they're not bad. They're pretty doggone good. Brett says those games aren't winnable with the offense. Jim says 4 winnable. Again, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Arkansas, A&M. I think those games, if Auburn were to play their best game, would be winnable, but they're all eminently losable with the way Auburn is playing right now. I don't look at Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Arkansas, and A&M and say, man, I looked at Georgia and said, we're not going to win that game. Right. I don't look at that and say, man, it's impossible to win that game. Yeah. I just, maybe I'm a little delusional. I don't know.
I'd bet on the home games, Andy, before I would the away games. Maybe Ole Miss shows up Saturday and they're just full of themselves, and because they weren't setting the world on fire against Vanderbilt in the first half Saturday. You got a Texas A&M team that loses to App State, then goes to Tuscaloosa, and minus a bonehead call there at the end, which I still am scratching my head about.
It was an odd call.
Had a chance to beat Alabama. So,
I'd have just assumed tried to run it in if I was
I said quarterback draw. Spread them out, run quarterback draw.
Scott says we're going to have Harsin until we get a new AD. Who will that be? That's a very good question. Nobody's really talking about who's the next AD. Is it Hartwell from Utah State? He's got ties. He seems to be the leading candidate.
He kind of wants the job, don't he?
He definitely wants the job. Has he got what it takes to be what Auburn needs? Rich McGlenn. Is he? I mean, I think he's fighting for it hard too. I think he wants the job. I don't know. Up against a break here, but we'll be back with more at Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David here with you for about 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area, as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. We were talking about some of these comments. Ty says Auburn usually plays pretty good in Oxford. They do. They're going for like their, fifth or sixth straight win over Ole Miss or something like that. Ty says, could Matt Rule be in play for Auburn since he was fired this morning? They're speaking of a coach that he's looking for a job. That would be Matt Rule. I've heard his name tossed around a little bit.
Was he with the Panthers?
He was with the Panthers, yes. So does anybody, what do you think about Matt Rule? Is that a possibility out there? Jerome wants to know what time the Auburn-Ole Miss game. That would be 11 o'clock in the morning. And David is really, really happy about that.
I am so beside myself.
So we had a phone call that was asking about, I think, Ryan Williams, the wide receiver, that apparently is like I guess an Auburn legacy, but
who's
committed to Alabama.
the dad? I couldn't find that. Yeah,
not sure.
And he committed to Alabama during the Alabama-Texas A&M game Saturday night, an Auburn legacy. So that's all I know. So
I mean that it's not like that would be the first time probably that's happened. And as of right now, I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. For the last several years, committing, having an offer from Alabama and having an offer from Auburn has not really been equal.
Right.
Alabama is the premier team in college football, or at least one of the two or three, and has been for 15 years. So it's like a direct ticket to the NFL.
Yeah.
For if you go there and succeed at all. Plenty have gone there and failed, or not even been able to get on the field at times. But so there's a kid committing to Alabama over Auburn at this point. Not a shock at all.
No.
Especially in the turmoil that Auburn is in right now, just makes it that much worse. Ryan Williams Sr. is the dad. Okay.
Okay.
So it's Ryan Williams Sr. and Jr.
I wonder when did he play? You remember that name?
No.
Okay.
Brett says the last 3 times we lost in Oxford, we fired our coach. That year looks like it may be 4. So there's interesting. Some trivia there for you. Last 3 times we lost in Oxford.
Not only do we have to deal with, and of course we're media, but not only do we have to deal with media just beating this to death with the horse and when will it happen. Now we have some parody Twitter site or some bonehead out there announcing that there was going to be a press conference at 10 a.m. this morning addressing the Auburn football. My Ole Miss friend that I talked to this morning said, "What's this press conference all about?" So I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Well, in this day and age, you got Twitter comes out with this, fake quote from a coach, about a school or about. There was one about Dion, saying, I'm not interested in Auburn. I wouldn't even go there if you paid me. And it's like it looks extremely authentic, and then you think, nah, it's fake. Who's got time of their day, or who's got the desire to go and put a fake quote on a coach out there just to troll people?
Just for Well, did you? Speaking of Dion, did you see the brouhaha this weekend with Dion?
I did not.
Dion walks through Alabama State's team in the end zone and down their sideline to get to his guys on the other end of the field. Instead of going out the tunnel straight down his sideline, he walks through the end zone, Alabama State players warming up, Alabama State fans right there in the bleachers booing the crap out of him. And then at the end of the game, the Alabama State coach shakes his hand. He goes in for the bro hug, and the Alabama State coach puts his hand on his chest, pushes him away, and said, "You don't disrespect my program like that." Of course, Dion comes out and says, "Man, I do that every week." Well, you know what? Stay on your side of the field, dude. You don't have to walk through the other team's end zone, right through their players. And he does that because he's prime. Okay? Of course, the Alabama State coach came out and apologized for his words during the press conference. He did not mince words.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Look, he's not my friend. They beat us. He's doing a great job, but don't walk through my players and then come give me a bro hug after the game." We can talk more about Dion later on. That's all I got to say. But that was hilarious.
Yeah, well, he brings. It's one incident or it's one aspect, but he is a personality that is going to fill up a room.
Yeah,
and that's good and bad, because it's positive and negative.
Yeah,
but
his shtick is somewhat annoying to me, but it is what it is.
Well, winning football games is really
You
can be as unlikable as you want, if you win football games, all of a sudden that becomes charming.
Belichick.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just kind of the way it is. We will take a break, but don't go anywhere. You know, it seems like to me, Dave, I don't know, maybe it seems like we're getting beat by larger margins nowadays than we used to.
Yeah.
Is that true or not? I don't know. We'll discuss that. I've got some numbers when we come back right after this.
And he's done the research.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Someday, in the not-so-distant future, it happens. In that moment, you realize you're ready for anything. Get a degree in emergency management from Jacksonville State University and be ready when it matters most.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
2 nights, 1 weekend at ATL Live. Friday, November 11th, his first concert ever at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Billy Joel. With Lionel Richie and Sheryl Crow. And Saturday, November 12th, 8-time Grammy winner Chris Stapleton with Miranda Lambert, Dwight Yoakam, and more. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss ATL Live, powered by Ticketmaster.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! Brubaker! Brubaker!
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and David here with you. Only a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgages. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. We had another phone call asking about are there any other quarterbacks possibly at Auburn that could get in there. Holden Gariner is the only one, the true freshman. I don't believe he's an option. We've seen him a little bit. I just don't think he's ready. I think throwing him out there would be like throwing anybody you put behind this line. Cam Newton behind this line would be successful, but it would be a struggle.
Yeah.
So
He'd be beat to death.
That would just be, you would just be, throwing him to the wolves and maybe ruin him for good. So
throwing a true freshman out there right now.
It's not an option. No. Let's see. Think Lane would leave Oxford for Auburn. Do you think Lane would leave Oxford for Auburn?
No. My Ole Miss buddy today, he said, well, David, what are the names y'all are hearing? And I said, Kiffin, Freeze, and Dion. He said, well, Kiffin's name is going to come up in every job opening from now on, especially in the South. I don't see it. I don't. So
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know why you would. I mean, what would be compelling to leave? I mean, you've turned that program around. You're a top 10 team right now. So but I mean, money does talk. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Is it just seem that way, or is Auburn getting blown out more now than they used to? Well, everybody likes to harken back to the Doug Barfield days and how bad it was, this and that. Okay. I went through and looked it up. By my count, Doug Barfield, 1976 and 1980, he was coach for 5 years. We lost by 21 points or more 6 times.
In 5 seasons.
In 5 seasons. Pat Dye was, of course, there for 12 years, 81 to 92. We lost by 21 points 6 times again. So 6 times in 12 years, 6 times in 5 years, obviously Dye.
That's pretty good.
No, pretty good. Got. And those 1990, 1991, 1992, three of those came in those years where we weren't very good there toward the end. Terry Bowden, there from 93 to half of 1998. We lost only 4 games by 21 points or more, and 2 of them were to Florida and Steve Spurrier. So I threw in it. Technically, we only lost 3, but I threw that one in 1997 to Mississippi State where we got beat 20 to nothing at home, because technically that's pretty much the same. So I threw that in there. So there you go. There's 16. We got beat 16 times by 21 points or more from 1976 to 1998. So 22 years, 23 years, we lost 16 games by 21 points or more. Okay. Tommy Tuberville takes over in 1999. 1999 to 2008, we lost 12 games by 21 points or more in his tenure, Tommy Tuberville, from 1999 to 2008. What is that, 10 years? Basically 9 years, 9 or 10 years. Okay, so Gene Chizik, only there 4 years. We got blown out by 3 touchdowns Nine times. Nine times. Gus Malzahn from 13 to 20, 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Harsin, it's happened 3 times. So from 1976 to 1998, we only lost by 21 points or more 16 times. From 1999 to 2022, we've lost by 21 points or more 30 times. Now, I guess you could say a somewhat product of that is that offenses have gotten better and they're scoring more points.
Mm-hmm.
But the margin of victory shouldn't have changed that much because
what about our offense?
Everybody's offense scores more than they used to.
That's an interesting, eye-opening research.
30 times we've been beaten by 21 points or more since 1999. And Tuberville was the worst.
Yeah.
Arkansas was one of his big nemesis. They routinely bludgeoned us, but I started thinking about it's not that it just appears that way. Yeah, we do get beat a lot worse than we have in the past. So take that for what you will. We got some issues that we need to figure out. Ed says it was a great money grab for Harsin, but as a competitor, do you think he regrets coming to the SEC? His resume will stink when he leaves Lee County. Hard to get into his mind.
Yeah.
But
can't speak for that.
With everything that has happened, if you take in the totality of it, how could he not regret coming?
Well, Andy, I think from a football standpoint, he doesn't, because he knows what he walked into. I mean, look at our roster. We can't compete with the top-level SEC teams right now. I think in the totality, all of it, with the coup against his family and him and the young lady and all of the things and the pushback against him that has been present from day one, from that aspect, absolutely, he regrets coming to Auburn University.
Oh, boy.
That's
well,
my take.
Do we continue to play with pride?
Yeah, think of those kids, man. I feel so bad for those kids.
I do too. I mean, look, Owen Papo led us in tackle Saturday, but that guy, I mean, he's a good complementary player. Yeah. He's just not a great big-time player.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at our roster compared to other rosters right now, we can't compete in the top level.
We're up against our final break. We'll be back with one last segment right after these messages.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Monday afternoon. We had another call. We got some anonymous callers today.
Nobody wants to get on the air.
But, you know, he just wanted to look. He said, basically defending Tommy Toverell, yes, we did get blown out quite a bit during his tenure, but we did beat Alabama 6 times in a row and 7 times overall. And certainly that is wonderful. And I don't. That was a glorious time. Alabama stunk, and Auburn, you know, took advantage of that, and that I will always be grateful for that.
Absolutely.
It does not take away the beatings that we took from Florida and Arkansas. That was just that left a stain on my soul. But we've been beaten. By the way, just. You know, Florida was a big nemesis back in the Barfield, Dye, and Bowden era. Georgia has been I think we're all familiar with that now, but now we're 3-15 against Georgia in the last 18 games. But Georgia has beaten Auburn since 1999 9 times by 21 points or more. So they haven't even really been close, a lot of those. 9 times since 1999, Georgia has beaten Auburn by more than 21 points or more. So
also,
just think about that.
Real quick, prayers go out to Coach Dooley.
Who
was supposed to be at the game Saturday but has taken ill. He's, 90? He's in his 90s.
Played on the 1950, early 50s Auburn team.
Yeah.
I don't think he was on. I think he was on the 55. Maybe I don't think he was on that 57 team.
Yeah.
But he was in somewhere around in there in the 54, 55.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Been around for a long time and a good man.
He is.
Vince Dooley for
he
sure.
Really is.
Definitely. I'm glad you mentioned that. Again, we mentioned Auburn opened as a 13.5-point underdog to Ole Miss on the road. Brett, of course, brings up that Auburn has dominated Ole Miss in Oxford for quite a while, but the last 3 times we have lost there, not coincidentally, 1992, coaching change, Auburn blown out to a Billy Dog Brewer coached Ole Miss team. We got hammered.
Yep.
In 2012, obviously, we weren't going to beat anybody. Got beat by Hugh Freeze, another blowout there in 2012, and then what was the 2008? We go over there. So, and Tommy Tuberville ends up leaving. So, coincidence? I think not. We'll see what happens on Saturday, though, for sure.
Hope it's a great outcome.
Well, I hope it's a pretty day, if nothing else, for you.
The weather's going to be wonderful while we're there. I already checked, Andy. A little chilly at night.
Let's not guarantee things.
Well,
the weather, you never can tell.
Anticipating.
Yeah, there you go. 1976, on this day, October the 10th. This is something that boggles the mind here. October the 10th, 1976, 98-year-old Demetrian Jordanidis. Thank you.
Yes.
Demetrian Jordanidis from Greece becomes the oldest man to ever compete in a marathon. He finished the marathon, 26.2 miles, 7 hours and 33 minutes. 98 years old. He completed a marathon. What have you done today? I mean, good grief. Are you kidding me? How is that possible?
Andy, I've read some of those books about endurance runners. Once a Runner is a great book. These people are a special kind of crazy. I mean, and to be 98 and finish one.
Yeah, that's incredible. Born on this day, Frank Sinkwich. He was a Heisman winner in 1942 from Georgia. Ed Wood, director, Plan 9 from Outer Space. Maybe one of the worst movies of all time.
Okay.
Yeah. Peter Coyote. He does a lot of if you ever watch any Ken Burns documentaries, he usually does the voiceover.
Okay.
He's the voice, so.
Yeah.
He's also an actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. You know John Prine?
Blow up your TV, throw away your papers.
Angel from
Try to find Jesus on your own.
Angel from Montgomery. Yeah. 1946.
Prine's, he's something else.
Yeah. David Lee Roth.
Speaking of something else.
Lead singer of Van Halen. Yeah. Van Halen, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar?
Hagar, he sings so high. He's just a machine. But I got to go back to the glory days with Roth, with the hair. Yeah. You know, and Eddie Van Halen and the girlfriend was Valerie Bertinelli.
Sure. Yeah.
I know you remember that well.
Of course, one day at a time.
Yes, absolutely.
I like a lot of the songs. But I kind of almost preferred the Sammy Hagar. Tanya Tucker, born on this day, 1958. Chris Penn, brother of Sean.
Sean Penn.
Yeah, died at like 40.
Yeah.
Was in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
And Pale Rider, as several others. Derek McKee played at Alabama.
Heck of a shooter.
Went on to have a really good career in the NBA.
Yeah.
Brett Favre. He's having some issues right now.
Yeah.
What's up with
that? What was Brett thinking?
I don't know. I'm hoping it was a miscommunication.
I hope so.
Doesn't sound like it, though.
No.
Brett Favre. Mario Lopez. AC Slater.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
I was trying to get the S out, but I didn't want to make an idiot of myself, but I was correct.
You were correct.
Yeah.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr., born on this day, 1974.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. Have you ever watched a NASCAR race?
From start to finish?
Yes.
No.
Have you ever? What's the longest you have ever watched a stock car race?
15 minutes.
At most.
And a lot of cars turn left.
Yeah. The most I've ever watched a NASCAR race, Days of Thunder. The movie.
Yeah, the movie.
That's it. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. He's David. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.